Well, hello again, guys, from here outside Newcastle's Pan Pacific Team Hotel in the Marina Bay area of Singapore. It's certainly been busy inside there today. Yeah, a lot of children in black and white shirts running around after footballers chasing signatures in selfies. But 22 floors above that, Eddie Howe's meeting with the media and speaking for the first time on the Alexander Isak situation. And I was there in the front row, and we're going to pick over that now while I take a little bit of a wander. Now, behind me, you're going to hear it coming in shortly. We might even get some footage of it. It's the 60-year anniversary of Singapore next weekend, and tonight they're having a full rehearsal of the fireworks and the military fly past. Yeah, it's never quiet around Newcastle United, is it? And I think we can expect to see a few more pyrotechnics in the coming days, certainly around Alexander Isak and his proposed move to Liverpool, exit from Newcastle United. And of course, that was what we were there to talk to Eddie Howe about today. Now, Eddie spoke brilliantly. I knew he would. You guys knew he would. He sat there alongside Bruno Guimaraes. He could have taken the elevator up and down the full 22 floors 5 or 6 times before a question got to him. It was all on the manager, and what we wanted to know was his take on Isak. Has he told the club that he wants to leave? Why is he back at home on Tyneside? What happens now? What happens next? And just to take a little bit of a detour here for a second. Now, when Eddie Howe first came to the club nearly 4 years ago, he asked Kevin Keegan for one piece of advice. And Kevin said to him, don't lie to them. By them, he meant you guys, the supporters. Tell them the truth and they'll respect you. You'll be okay. Well, today, Eddie Howe didn't lie. He could have given us a very different set of answers. Yes, the truth is perhaps only gleaned by joining the dots, but he certainly gave us the pen to do that. When the first question was asked about Alexander Isak, he immediately revealed the club has a decision to make. And by revealing they've got a decision to make, it confirmed everything else. Isak has told the club that he wants to leave this summer. He has been left behind on Tyneside. Now again, when Eddie spoke about the injury, he confirmed our story from earlier in the week that on Monday, Isak left training after a few minutes. They thought the problem was minimal, yet it's been enough to keep him out of this tour. So in effect, I'm just looking up there, the Newcastle players are having dinner up there at this time before they're going to watch the fireworks display in about 15-20 minutes. So yeah, they may well be looking down on me, Barrack, and if we hear some banging on the window amid the fireworks and the aeroplanes, you'll know what it is. Yeah, it's nearly walking in front of a car there. I'm sure they would have enjoyed that. We'll get back in the light and the safety of the pavement. But no, by confirming the club has that decision to make, Eddie Howe was communicating that yes, it's binary, it's black or white. It is keep or sell. Now, Eddie reiterated his desire, his want to keep the player, but I thought what was incredibly telling was that now to keep Alexander Isak at Newcastle, what does he need? Well, one thing he absolutely needs is a new big fat contract which recognises his worth and his market value, and the money is perhaps being promised in the back channels through intermediaries elsewhere. Now, Eddie was asked directly, are you in contract talks with Alexander Isak? He said, no, not at the moment. And isn't that just so revealing that it has reached this impasse, this stage whereby Alexander Isak has ruled himself out of his team's pre-season preparations, crucial pre-season preparations. Not just that, a very important trip from a commercial marketing point of view, and the best player, the star attraction, the biggest sell, is at home with a, air quotes, thigh injury. Now, for him not to be sat there nursing his thigh with a handsome contract offer in front of him, I think that tells us a lot about where we are right now. And the decision they've got is that they clearly must be now expecting an offer from Liverpool. Otherwise, why use that language? The offer, as far as we know, hasn't arrived yet. But when it does, that's when they've got that decision to make. The word Eddie Howe used again and again. I'm going to drop in, I don't usually do this, I'm going to drop in a little bit of footage now from Eddie speaking earlier today.
I wouldn't put a timescale on it. I think with these situations, it has to be right for the football club. And obviously everything then is taken into context below that, but the club will make the right decision with all the information that it has. And ultimately to try and move the club forward in whatever way that is. And then it's up to us then to make good decisions the other way and try and the squad as best we can, and that's what we're trying to do, regardless of Alex's situation. Of course, we want stability, and we want the group to have a really good feeling, and I have to say, the feeling during pre-seasons has been as good as any other. So I don't think we're distracted, we're here, we're focused, and we're working hard.
Now the key part of that answer for me, and this was a phrase Eddie used repeatedly, was that the decision they come to has to be for the best of the football club. Now, what is the best of the football club? I said in my video yesterday that there comes a time to sell a player when it is the right time. I believe that time has perhaps arrived now, and that by keeping a player who doesn't want to be at the club, well, there's no way to harvest a happy dressing room and in turn a successful season. So for me, this is my take right now. It would be to extract an absolute premium price and let the player go and go again. The flip side of that, and I know this is an opinion which a lot of guys on the inside hold, what message does that send? It sets a blueprint also for any other players who might want to go. Hold your fire, leave training after 5 minutes, and within a week you're being granted a move elsewhere. Newcastle could adopt the opposite. It could come from the very top with Eddie's backing. No, you go nowhere. Get yourself on a plane out here now and come and join your teammates. If you want the contract offer we're giving you, you're free to sign it. If not, well, you can stay on the money you are for the next season, or perhaps beyond. That is one stance to take. My own take, and again, this isn't with 100% conviction, but I am certainly beyond 50. I don't think that's necessarily the right policy to adopt now. And after spending that 20 minutes, half an hour with Eddie today, did I change my opinion? No, not really. I said to us up there that he wants the player to stay. Of course he does. What is scenario A? Scenario A is that Alexander Isak gets more money, he's happy, he returns to the fold, and Newcastle go into the new season with the best striker in the world. That's why we're having this conversation. That's why all the journalists are there today. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm going to Korea on Monday. That's why we're following this story. It's huge, it's big, it's what everybody is talking about, because Alexander Isak is, for me, and I've said this before, the best striker in the world right now. So to keep him at the club absolutely sends a strong message, not just to those already in the dressing room, but any would-be targets as well. We don't sell our best players. Come here and be part of this project. So, yeah, guys, even during the course of the last 2 minutes, I think I may have changed my mind on this. That is the conundrum, the dilemma, the decision. The most used word in that press conference today with Eddie was decision, the decision. We might as well start capitalizing it up now. Capital T, capital D. What decision do they make? It hasn't been made yet. This one is still to play out. The next few days, the next week, certainly out here in the Far East, every day is going to be fascinating. It justifies a YouTube video every day, perhaps. There's loads to go at. There really, really is. Now, we don't know what way it's going to go. What we do know is they're making those inquiries in the background for other targets. Johan Wissa, Benjamin Sesko. Another couple of names have been thrown to me today that I do need to stand up. A couple of exciting names too. Keep your eyes peeled across all male sport platforms. So they are clearly looking at those players, those alternatives. Will scenario A happen? I know you guys want scenario I've just outlined there. You guys want that to be the case. It's absolutely in the best interest of Newcastle United if that is the case, but Alexander Isak doesn't want that. That's why he's not here. That's why they're not talking about a contract. He wants to go. He wants Liverpool. Liverpool want him. That's 2 of the 3 things to make a transfer. Player wants it to happen. You need to have a buying club who want it to happen. You need to have a selling club too who are willing to allow it to happen. We've got 2 of those 3. Does 2 put pressure on the 3rd domino? Or does that stand strong and say, no, it's not happening? Come back to what I said before, guys. Right now, we don't know. I have my suspicions. Certainly, I know there's some inside the dressing room who suspect it will happen. But while there's that resolution for it not to be the case, and this comes from the very top, this message has been reiterated to me in the last 24 hours from the very top, they don't want to sell their best players. But again, we've got that decision to make when the offer does arrive, as we expect it will do. So, yeah, guys, that's the update. Again, I'll go back to what I said at the very start. Eddie spoke brilliantly. I've had a conversation there with all day. There's been staff, there's been the hierarchy, there's been players buzzing around. Have a little walk into the lobby here now. It's wonderful. Oh, it's certainly cooler as well. I'm buzzing around here. one thing that always comes back, you know, the unanimous, whenever I have conversations, Newcastle are so lucky to have Eddie Howe. They really, really are. Don't underestimate the work he and his staff have actually done in making Alexander Isak the player he is now, this £150 million potentially asset they have got. So, yeah, reflections on that 20 minutes with Eddie. I thought he spoke brilliantly. I really, really did. But this is a distraction. He said it wasn't. It's got to be a distraction. We're here in the Far East and we spent 20 minutes talking about a guy who's back home in the North East. Loads more to come. Links in the description below the line. Hit like, comment, subscribe. The interaction on the video yesterday was wonderful, absolutely magnificent. Thank you so much. This is news. It's not necessarily good news for you guys, but it's news. That's what it is. It's news. So I'll continue to try my best to bring it to you. Let's have a little look around this place. Who said that PSR problems? It's wonderful in here. Gilded lobby, I've called it in copy. Read that story below the line. See you tomorrow, guys. Oh, there's a football match. There's a game tomorrow. We'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.